What's up guys, this is the Honest Outlaw here, and today we're going to be doing a review on a competition / tactical shotgun. The Versamax Competition Tactical. Let's get started. This is a semi-automatic tube-fed shotgun with a 10+1 capacity and a 22-inch barrel. It has an enlarged loading port, oversized controls, and a fiber optic front sight. Now, one of the things that makes this shotgun unique right off the bat is the VersaPort system. It's a dual piston design, similar to the Benelli M4, I believe. And it's supposed to make it more reliable. We'll get into later if that helps or not. But one thing it definitely does is lower the recoil. This thing has got to have the lightest recoil of any 12-gauge shotgun you will ever fire. The intended use of the Remington Versamax Competition Tactical is how it sounds. I mean, you can use it for home defense. It would be fairly good with that as long as you're big and strong enough to use it. My wife shot this gun a few times and it is just way too big and heavy for her. You could also use it for hunting, but it wouldn't be ideal due to its weight and the fact that it has only a 22-inch barrel. The slugs are very accurate. You could use it for deer hunting if you had to. The main appeal of this gun would be if you bought an extra barrel and used it for bird hunting. However, the extra barrels do run about $450, so I'd be very careful when you're deciding what you're going to use this for. The main use of this shotgun, however, is competition. 3-gun matches, shotgun matches, things like that, where you have to load fast and shoot a lot of rounds quickly. As far as reliability goes, it's not that great. I would give it about a 5 out of 10. I think we shot a little over 400 shells through this gun, and I would say every 5 to 6 shots we had a malfunction. The durability was okay. I mean, we didn't have any major parts breakages or anything like that, but as you can see on the end of the magazine tube here, this thing, no matter how much you tighten it, always seems to come loose. And once that starts rattling, this rattles, then this rattles all over the place. And it's just a little irritating. If you spend $1,000 on a shotgun, I would really wish for something built a little bit better than this. And when we get into track record, Remington's track record, even 10 years ago, was pretty awesome. But they've had some changes in their company, and to be honest, a lot of their products that have come out recently are not that great. I mean, 870s are still awesome, but as far as this goes, I owned a Versamax before this that also had problems. So as far as Remington as a company for me, I tend to shy away from them anymore. The price on this shotgun is $1,699 as far as the MSRP goes. However, if you go on Gunbroker, you're probably only going to pay about $1,100. If you get one used, maybe $1,000. But is that price worth it? If you consider that you can get a Benelli M2 that's going to run reliably the entire time you own it for about the same price, should you buy this gun? Well, that's up to you. If you're sensitive to recoil, I can tell you that this Remington Versamax is going to recoil considerably less than the M2. However, it also is going to weigh quite a bit more. I think my Super Vinci runs about 6.5, maybe 7 pounds, and this guy beats it by a lot. I mean, you're talking about a 10-pound shotgun. We'll get into ergonomics here really quick. Now, that's another area where this gun does shine. As you see, the loading port's enlarged. That's kind of nice. You don't pull your fingernail off every time you're trying to load shells. It has a enlarged safety, which is also a nice feature right out of the box. An enlarged bolt release, which is really nice when you're looking around for it. And an enlarged charging handle, which is really nice as well. A fiber optic front sight already included. And the 10+1 capacity already included when you buy it. You don't need to buy an extra tube. All those things put together makes for a pretty smooth shooting shotgun. The length of pull is a little bit longer than I would have liked, especially on a tactical shotgun. I usually like a little bit shorter stocks in my tactical shotguns. The 22-inch barrel, however, is ideal for competition use. However, as far as a home defense gun, I would prefer an 18-inch barrel. And as I said before, this thing, I can't state it enough, this thing is heavy. It is 9.5 pounds empty. And if you add, let's say, 11 shotgun shells to that, I mean, you're going to come in around 11 pounds. That is a lot to be carrying around the woods. If you're using this for anything but competition, I would consider using another shotgun. I even took this deer hunting one day just to try it out, and believe me, it got old fast. And as I said before, Felt recoil is where this gun really shines. I personally have never fired a 12 gauge shotgun that has less recoil than this, and anybody that shot this with me has said the same thing. I mean, when people say that their shotgun kicks like a 20 gauge, this is what they mean, this shotgun right here, because this 12 gauge really does kick less than some of my 20 gauge pumps. You would think, however, that due to its low recoil, it would make a very good gun for a kid or a smaller woman, but you would be wrong. I had my wife shoot this plenty of times just to try it out, and I found that the gun was just too top heavy and too long for her to really control. She just could not shoot it comfortably. I'm not going to get into takedown in this video, but it's pretty easy. It's just like any normal semi-automatic shotgun. You unscrew this top right here, pull this sleeve off, pull this off, the barrel comes off with it. It's fairly standard. I would suggest though, since we've had reliability problems with this shotgun, if you do own one of these or buy one, I would suggest keeping it clean. Slug accuracy for this shotgun was also pretty good, I have to admit. We were shooting our steel at about 75 yards, and I don't think any of us had any issue hitting it. So as far as practical accuracy goes, it's pretty good. I think when we shot paper, we shot in about 6-inch groups or so. I think we shot 75 yards standing, and then we shot 100 yards on a rest. Some of the problems that we ran into with the Remington VersaMax Competition Tactical is first, the very long name. They should shorten that up a little bit. Second problem we ran into is that it wasn't as reliable as I would have liked to have seen. That's a common thread in semi-auto gas guns, especially in the cold. We shot this a lot in the winter, and it did have some feeding issues. Another issue we had is that it's just too heavy for all-around use. Like a 10.5 pound shotgun, 11 pound shotgun loaded, after a while that just wears on you, whether you're carrying it for hunting or anything else besides shooting it on a flat range. You're going to have some issues with the weight on this shotgun. Despite that though, I really do still like this gun for its intended use as far as a competition or range shotgun goes. It's got very light recoil, and when you can get it to run, it really does run smooth. Transitioning targets is very quick because of the low recoil and because of the ergonomics of the shotgun. One of the big benefits of this shotgun is that it's basically competition ready out of the box. Now I would send that loading port to somebody and get that opened way up, because I do quad load, and that's a little more difficult with this lip right here. I could do that myself, but I'm planning on selling this shotgun, so I really don't want to. And like I said, as far as a normal person goes, a normal competitor, you could buy this gun and do absolutely nothing to it and take it out, and you would do fairly well. Another thing I really like about it is the sight setup. It's got kind of a recessed big dot sight thing going on. I don't know if you can see that, but that rear sight, that kind of dovetailed rear sight, more like a pistol sight, I guess. But still, that does help with slug accuracy. Even out to 100 yards, you can make pretty accurate shots with it. It's just a little easier to line up than a bead sight is. All in all, it was a pretty good idea for Remington to come out with this VersaPort system. I think they have a new shotgun coming out soon called the V3 or something like that. Maybe they actually perfected it. I heard they got the weight down on that shotgun as well. I'm pretty interested to see how that shotgun compares to this one. But overall, I'd have to give this probably a 7 out of 10. It's not my favorite shotgun, but it's certainly not the worst I've ever had. And if you're buying it for its intended use, shooting it on a range and not carrying it very far, this is a great shotgun. Thanks guys, this has been the Honest Outlaw here. Make sure to help your local homeless shelters and remember to recycle, because if you don't, my wife will find you.